Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Barner here, Overtime Athletes, everything devoted towards the power athlete. I commonly get a question, and I saw it pop up today on my Facebook, and what a kid was asking was, he telling me he keeps tearing his hamstring when he sprints. And this is something that's very common, and I want to be able to address that for you today, and I'll kind of break down what you're doing and how you can prevent this. So, number one, to kind of go over why you keep tearing your hamstring, and I'm just taking a stab in the dark, but I see this with a lot of the athletes that I'm working with in here, and essentially what it is your mechanics are off. Okay, so what's happening essentially is when you're sprinting and you're performing a cycle, you are flexed at the hip and your hamstring is contracted when you're here, right? So as you go into the next step, for me to be able to go into the next step, your hamstring stays contracted and you're asking it, or your body's forcing it to release. So imagine my hamstring right here is completely contracted, but yet I have to go into the next step. So essentially what's happening is it's tearing, it's popping as you go through that. And this is something that's very common. Basically what's happening is your muscles contracting when it's not supposed to be. So the way that I often combat this is I teach an athlete how to properly cycle. And what that means is it's just a top speed cycle, and I perform a series of drills. To give you number one drill that will help you tremendously to be able to overcome this is going to be a B skip. Essentially a B skip is a progression of the A skip where we're teaching the body, right, mechanically to release the hamstring when we go into our cycle rotation. So as I perform a movement, right, all I'm gonna do is after I pop the knee, get the knee high, right, and my heel stays contracted, my hamstring is contracted here, I basically release it. Now I'm not reaching out, I'm just releasing the hamstring and allowing it to come to the ground. So when I perform it, and you guys can see here, I'll perform a little bit. Essentially, all I'm doing here is allowing my hamstring to release every time that I pop my knee out. So just loosely letting it release and basically teaching my body not to contract my hamstring after I flex the hip. So after the hip's flexed, I'm not allowing the hamstring to contract, I'm releasing it and just being able to come down to the ground. That's the simplest way that I can explain it to you. I hope that helps. I'll holler at you guys next time. Yo, what's going on, fellas? Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting faster as an athlete, go ahead and click my advanced series right here where I provide you with free lessons to make you become faster. I'll see you inside.